How is it going, YouTube? I wanted to do a deck profile today for a deck that I've always found to be very near and dear to my heart. It's never really been a highly competitive deck, but I've always really enjoyed the deck, and I've always really loved playing the deck as a fun deck. And the reason for that is just because I simply love ninjas. Now, this deck is the Chaos Ninja Lock deck that a lot of people are probably already familiar with. It utilizes cards like Ninjutsu Art of Super Transformation to get out your White Dragon Ninja, and then you also use Safe Zone with it to make it so your monster can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects or by battle, and also because of your monster, your spell and traps can't be destroyed either. So you essentially have this lock that your opponents can't get over, which is really effective. But anyways, I'm just gonna jump right into the deck profile here because I love this deck with a passion. I think it's a wonderful deck. There are a couple cards I'm thinking of dropping in this deck because I feel like you just have too much field presence to use a couple of them. Or other reasons. But anyways, the monster lineup is 3 White Dragon Ninja. He's awesome because when you have him out on the field, your spell and trap cards cannot be destroyed by card effects. He can only be special summoned by Ninjutsu Art cards though, so keep that in mind. You can normal summon him by tributing, but it's not worth it because he's 7 stars. I run 1 Light Pulsar Dragon. The reason for this is because, say you draw into a White Dragon Ninja, or you happen to have like a dead tour guide in hand, you can ditch them to get the Light Pulsar on the field and give you fodder for things like Blade Armor and Chaos Sorcerer later. So it's a good tech to have. You can also go into it with with the Ninjutsu Art of Transformation, so it is a good choice to have in the deck. 3 Hanzo, pretty self-explanatory. Normal summon it, and you get to search for a Super Art of or you get to search for a Ninjutsu Art. He's also good to use Monster Reborn on because when he is special summoned to the field, you can search for a ninja and add it to your hand. So you'd use his effect to search for your Upstart Goblins and Sasuke. You can also do this when you summon Upstart Golden. You can ditch a trap to special summon Hanzo, and Hanzo would get his search for Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke to get the Trinity of Ninjas, the Trinity of normal or lower 4-star ninjas in your deck. Then you run 3 Effect Veiler. Basically, these are in here to stop your opponent's plays and also to put light targets in your grave. They are a very effective way to just quickly throw a light target in grave and stop your opponent's plays. Very useful in this deck, and that's why I run 3. Some people run 2. It's preference, really. The tour guide engine as it stands now, before the March 1st ban list. So once March 1st ban list is out, Sangan is either going to be replaced by Tour Bus or just cut completely from the deck. But 2 tour guide, Sangan, and a Night Assailant, because Night Assailant is very useful in this deck and he's another dark target. Those are all self-explanatory. Blackluster Soldier, you have lights and darks in the deck, that's pretty much all you have, so that's why it's called Chaos Ninjas. Chaos Sorcerer, same reason. Spirit Reaper, very good card to sit on. He's also a dark and really it really puts in a lot of work for the deck. You can sit on this card because the deck does sometimes have a couple consistency issues, so keep that in mind. 2 Upstart Golden Ninja. This guy's effect is actually quite useful when you use it with Hanzo because you're essentially +1ing. Even though when you summon Ninja, even though you are ditching a trap to use his effect, when you summon Hanzo, that's 1 right there, and then you use Hanzo's effect to search for a Sasuke, that's 2. So you're essentially +ing 1 off of that play. So in the end, the ditching of the trap doesn't hurt you, and that's something you need to keep in mind. It's basically just cycling through cards, thinning out your deck. Sasuke is wonderful for getting over things like a Marshmallow or Spirit Reaper that is face up and you know is there. That's why there's only 1 of him, because Upstart Golden Ninja is by far better. 2 Pot of Duality for consistency, 1 Pot of Avarice. This is a card I'm thinking of cutting. You're trying to put fodder in the graveyard for your Chaos monsters, so running the Pot of Avarice is a little, it can be problematic at times. You don't necessarily want to use it because you want to keep your lights and darks in grave. So I might be cutting this card for something else. 1 Rhoda to search for your Hanzos normally. You can search for Upstarts and Sasuke as well, but there isn't really much of a point. You'd normally search for Hanzo, summon Hanzo, and then search for Ninjutsu Artist Super Transformation. Monster Reborn, a good card to use this on is once again Hanzo, because when he's special summoned, you can search for a ninja from your deck. You never want to search for White Dragon Ninja because he is completely dead in your hand. Keep that in mind. That's why Light Pulsar is in the deck, is to get White Dragon Ninjas in the grave, where you can use them as light fodder for your Chaos monsters. So when you draw into White Dragon Ninjas, that's problematic. Dark Hole and Heavy Storm. The great thing about Heavy Storm in this deck is that when you have White Dragon Ninja out on the field, it's basically a Harpy's Feather Duster because your spell and trap cards cannot be destroyed. So keep that in mind. That is why you do run the Heavy Storm in this deck, which has a lot of floaters. So it is actually, it basically is a Harpy's Feather Duster when White Dragon Ninja is on the field, which is amazing. Then you also run 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, 1 Solemn Judgment, 3 Ninjutsu Artist Super Transformation, 2 Safe Zone. This is what you get your Ninja Lock off of, because when you summon into White Dragon Ninja with Ninjutsu Artist Super Transformation, you're tributing one of your face-up ninja monsters and a face-up monster that your opponent controls. So you are essentially countering your opponent with something, tributing your, say, Hanzo or Upstart or Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke and going into this White Dragon Ninja, and then you're activating Safe Zone on it, and he is now a 2700 beater that is protecting your spells, meaning they can't be destroyed by card effects, and he also can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects or by battle. So he becomes a 2700 beater that just sits there. Literally, your opponent cannot get rid of him. And that is the major win condition of this deck. There are many others, but that is the major win condition of this deck and the purpose of this deck. That's why it's called Chaos Ninja Lock, is because he locks down the field. 2 Solemn Warning, this is going to go down to 1. I'm still trying to think of what I want to put into the deck instead. What I'm probably going to end up doing is, since this has to go and I'm probably going to cut Avarice, I'm going to cut those 2 and possibly put in 2-dimensional prisons or 2 compulsory evacuation devices, because I like my monster lineup the way it is, so I don't really want to change it. 1 Torrential Tribute, just because, once again, when you have Safe Zone, this guy can't be destroyed by card effects, so it doesn't hurt the deck, really. Also, you do run Sangan right now before the end of the format. Keep in mind that it is getting banned in a couple days, but you can use Torrential Tribute when Sangan is on the field to get your search and also counter your opponent. And 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, just because it's staple and it's wonderful. For the extra deck, we have 1 Leviair, 1 number 17 Leviathan, 1 number 30 Acid Golem, 1 number 20 Giga Brilliant, 1 Wind-Up Zen Mains, 1 Blade Armor Ninja, 1 Heroic Champion Excalibur, 1 Photon Papal Operative, 1 Maestroke the Symphony Djinn, 1 Abyss Dweller. This card is amazing against, sorry about my little virus update there. This card is absolutely amazing against both Dark Worlds and Mermails. It shuts the deck down because they can't activate any effects that activate in their graveyard. So, yeah. Number 39, Utopia, obviously. And Steel Swarm Roach, because I still like it against decks like Chaos Dragons and such. It's still quite good. It's mainly for rogue decks because it doesn't really hurt the meta right now too much, which is Mermails, Water, Fire Fists, and Prophecies. So keep that in mind. And then the 3 synchros of the deck, because you do have a tuner. is Scrap Dragon. When you have a White Dragon Ninja on board, you can go into Scrap Dragon. When you have your Light Pulsar or Chaos Sorcerer on board, you can go into Black Rose if you absolutely need to. And you have a lot of rank 4s in the deck, so you can go into Ally of Justice Cataster, and it is quite useful because it's also a dark. So he is actually, he would also become fodder for your Chaos plays, and I don't know where he went just now. Anyways, that's the deck profile, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. Keep in mind that this deck isn't really a competitive deck, but more of a fun deck, in my opinion. I love the deck with a passion, and I would love to see somebody top at an event with it, so if somebody could make that happen and like send me a video response or something, that would be cool. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the deck below. Have you played with it before? What are your other ninja deck variants? Like, what are your other favorite ninja deck variants? I know a popular one is the Mist Valley Ninjas with Mist Valley Apex Avian, and that is a very good option. I believe that I have a profile for that on my account if you want to go check that out. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next videos.